What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. You wouldn't believe it, but this is another How to Hinge episode. We are back at it. I had some time to figure some stuff out, which helped me tremendously to up my consistency, tighten up my groupings, give me some more self-confidence, and I want to share that with you guys today. So, let's go. So, Manu, what did you change? That's what you might ask. It's a good question. So let's go back to the very beginning. I switched to a new release, which is the Quattro Micro Ascent, and so far I'm really happy with this release. It's actually the medium handle, believe it or not, and it is super comfortable. So for a start, I changed two things. One being my click position, and two, the amount of grip that I have on this release. By that I mean the amount of tension that's built up in my release. Upon unboxing this, I left it on the factory settings, which was way colder than what I'm used to, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. What helped me is that I realized that I didn't relax my hand at full draw, which is a huge problem. You see, if you have a lot of tension built up in your release hand, then it's a very inconsistent process to follow and to replicate, because how much tension is enough tension? You know, it's hard to replicate how much you should give each and every single time to repeat it. So I decided to go back to a very relaxed hand for a few simple reasons. My first problem was with the previous release. If you would relax your hand just a bit, the shot will suddenly go off. And you might ask, isn't this what this whole process is about? The surprise shot. And the answer is yes, but not that unexpectedly. What I want is a bit of control, a bit of consistency, and I don't want the release to make me anxious. If the release makes me anxious, I can't concentrate. I'm constantly afraid of this thing, which is not good. If you're not confident, you're not going to shoot good shots. To solve my problem, I made this release super cold. Just kidding. Not actually putting it in the freezer. But yeah, as I mentioned, I left my release on its factory settings, which was way colder than what I'm used to. And it sort of solved my problem. But now I also did another thing, and that's what I mentioned where I set my click. Every time I get to full draw, when I relax my hand, the click goes off to the same position. So this ups the consistency of my whole release process. So you constantly hear me talking about this click thing, and it was actually one of the deciding factors why I bought this release, because you can set your click apart from your firing speed. It's no more combined where there's a groove cut into the half moon where the shear falls into and then comes out of. But this is a whole nother video. I'm gonna do a review on the Quattro Micro Ascent. I want to illustrate what the difference looks like between a tensed up hand and a relaxed hand. So I'm gonna do this on full draw. So this is a tensed up hand, okay? So it allows me to anchor really nice, and that's why I kept coming back to this position. You'll see what it looks like when I relax my hand now. You hear that? So the click went off, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Boom, shot goes off. So with this relaxed position, it's a lot easier to replicate. So this is why it's so important to have a relaxed hand, because it's easier to replicate. You want something easy to replicate because you don't want to think about it all the time, and you don't want to spend 100,000 shots before remembering something. I mean, your shoulders are gonna fall off. So, whether you are in a gold medal match or drawing on a big buck, we as humans tend to forget everything we taught ourselves, which is actually quite stupid. But that is how the human brain works under pressured situations. We can't help it, we can't do anything about it, but to make the process a lot easier. Two things will change when you start relaxing your hands. The first thing is your anchor point. It is not more difficult to find, it's not what you are used to, so it takes some times and iterations to find your new spot. The second thing is your peep height. You might need to adjust your peep height, but when you have these two things under control, you'll be rocking the middle of whatever you are aiming at in no time. So I have to admit, it takes some time to get used to the new anchor points. All feels funny. And I've also mentioned that I shot this release on a colder factory setting. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It makes you aim like a laser, it drives your fitness through the roof, your self-discipline comes back, and ultimately my self-confidence came back, because there's nothing creating anxiety regarding my release process. In my next video, I'm gonna show you some refinements and stuff that I'm already working on regarding my Hinge. I wanted to share this with you because it helped me tremendously. So make use of it, relax your hand, don't worry about the change in anchor point or the peep height, move the peep down if it's too high, and let me know how it goes. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to catch my next video. There's also a review coming on this release as stated earlier, and on this bow. See you in the next one.